Hey guys, welcome back to the incoherent ramblings of a madman. And basically today I want to talk about like the whole did Hasan shock his dog? Did he not shock his dog? Was it just like a vibrator? Was it blah blah blah, blah right? And the reason why I want to talk about it is because it's everywhere. Everyone's been talking about it. Omni talked about it. Freaking Moist Critical talked about it, which he hasn't recently, but it's gotten that big, right? Um, what's his name? Phil DeFranco talked about it. You know, a whole bunch of people have been talking about it, and it's been blowing up on the internet recently. So, just just want to put my 2 cents in now that more things have come out. Now that it's been like a whole day, and Hassan put out kind of his side of the story. Not really. He was just kind of showing his the color that his dog was wearing, right? And that's basically where it's at right now, right? It finished off with him showing, the color. Now people are speculating, was it a shot collar? Why is there like tape on the back? Blah, 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 right? But first, to explain the whole thing, basically, in the middle of his stream, his dog was trying to get off of the, what's it called, the bed that she has, right, that Hassan gave her, basically. And she's trying to get off, and Hassan notices this, and when he does, he tells her, he basically says something like, Kyle, what are you, or something like that, and then turns back to face like the camera, kind of, and then leans in like this and does something. And while he does that, she yelps, right, and goes back on the thing, right? It was while she was going back on, but whatever. She yelps while he does that, and it's a really bad look for him because if you're doing this, you're doing a whole movement. She yelps, then you look back, and you call her a baby, right? And you don't go on to check on her or blah 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 blah, right? It's a really bad look for him. And the whole thing with him, it could be that it was just maybe he pressed like the vibrator thing, which I'll get to in a minute, or maybe it was a misunderstanding where with her dew claw like clipping something, and it made her yelp, right? But if that was the case, I don't know why he wouldn't go over there and check on her, right? I think that would be pretty normal to do, right? If your pet is in trouble or has like pain somewhere and it's coming up out of nowhere, you don't know what's going on, why don't you go up to the pet and be like, hey, what's going on? Hey, why you and figure out what's going on, basically, right? Figure out why, like, your pet, your cat, dog, whatever, is hurting and where it's hurting, and how to fix it, and blah 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 blah, right? I'm pretty sure most pet owners would do that, right? I don't think I'm crazy for thinking that, right? And so for me, it's kind of weird to be like, oh, must have done like the dew claw. Like, why didn't you check on that? Why don't you check on your dog? Don't just say it might have been something, right? When you don't know yourself, just go up to the dog. It's really not that hard. I don't know why you didn't do it immediately. It's really not that hard, but go up to your dog who's sitting right there. Check up on her. That should have been like the first thing, and then the second thing, because this caught on like pretty quick. This was like midstream, right, where everything he got clipped. Whoops. He got clipped, right? And, it spread across the internet like all things do. So he could have easily picked up the dog, and I swear everybody's been saying this, but this is like the most like obvious thing, right? He could have picked up the dog, took off her collar, and be like, hey, this isn't like a shock collar or anything. This is just like a regular collar or something like that. Or if you're going for like the vibrator thing, just say, oh, it's like a vibrating collar. And I did like I clicked on the thing to make it vibrate because it's like training or whatever, right? It's like place training and stuff like that, right? And you could have just easily done that in like 5 seconds. It would have been the easiest thing to do in the world. This wouldn't be as big as it is right now, right? I mean, some people would still run with it, I guess, but it wouldn't be as disastrous for you as it is right now. And to say, oh, these are haters or whatever, and these are just like the worst people or whatever spinning this narrative, and this is like most people that are saying this. Most people are saying the same thing, right? And the only people that I know that aren't really saying the same thing are pretty much Hassan's fans. That's it, right? the Hasan fan base has been going and basically defending Hasan, but not really anyone else, because everyone else has been saying this is a bad look, right? Phil DeFranco hasn't put his own like 2 cents on it. He talked to Hasan, he reached out, and that had a whole conversation, right? But he never gave his 2 cents on did he think he did it or not, because that's his kind of style. He wants things to be as objective as possible. He wants to come in as just facts and not giving his whole thing into it until like later on in the video or something like that, or as a little like snippet, right? But still, no one really is defending this. No one is going up to him and saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's say like no one's really saying like, oh, he didn't really actually do it. It was like the Dew Claw thing." It's like no one but his fans are doing that. And I find that to be like pretty not weird, but pretty telling, right? It's pretty telling that if everyone's saying this thing, but you're fans, I guess, then maybe the people that are pretty much the majority saying this thing, maybe they're right about that thing. Maybe it's not the whole, not necessarily that you shocked, right? Because I don't know why people are going to there specifically and running it like it's the truth, um, which wow, I had something in my throat, Jesus. But I don't know why people went running there specifically. I don't know why people started there and started spouting that as truth. It could have been just leave it as speculation at that point, because you don't really know what's going on. He hasn't shown the collar. You don't really know if it's that or not. You don't really know if something happened. Me personally, I think it was just kind of like stress and anxiety. I think that's why she yelped like that, because could have easily been a a vibration collar, and she could have done that out of like, she could have yelped just straight up out of anxiety or fear or something like that, right? But still, don't run with it saying, hey, this is for sure that he shocked her, or like 100% for sure he shocked her or whatever like that, right? It's just, you can speculate, you can say maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but you can say for certain that he didn't look at the dog, he didn't go up to the dog and check on her. That is where you can be like, hey, that part is really weird. Everything else is speculation, basically, right? Even like the tape thing, because he comes out today and basically pulls out the collar, right? And shows like the collar and says it's like a vibration collar, has an air tag, so, to communicate and see where she's going and all that, and, a flashlight, basically, right? Doesn't say like the brand name, doesn't say like the brand model. I don't really blame him for doing that. I think that's like more of a spur of the moment kind of thing. You want to get it over with, right? So you're like, hey, here, this is the collar, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't say like anything specific. It's just like, hey, vibration collar, blah, 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 right? And then, that by itself is like, okay, fine. But when you do it like a day later, then it looks weird, right? Because if, let's say he didn't notice that this was trending, or this didn't trend yesterday, it started trending today, then I think that would have more credence, I feel like, because it would be more understandable to just come out right after and be like clarifying yourself, right? But he didn't do that then. He's just doing that now to kind of clear things up, I guess, or to sweep things on the rug, I guess. But it still looks really weird. And then when people look into it and zoom into it, right? That's right, because this is what the internet's going to do. They're going to make sure they know everything that has to do with anything, right? They make sure that, it's the right, what specific color it is. Is it really like a shock color, or is it really just like a vibration color? Because shock colors can have detachable prongs, right? So they really just go there and be like, hey, is this really a shock color? Is this really vibration color, right? Is this fine? Is it not, right? And then ask like, why would she yelp if you just like did that, right? Which he doesn't say he turned on the vibrator or anything, right? He might still be running with the thing that she clipped her toenail or something like that, but you can just see people going into it and be like, basically doing like detective work, basically, and be like, hey, is it like this, or is it like that, or is this true, or is this real, or blah blah blah, right? And so now there's like an image going around of it overexposing the him holding up the what's it called, the collar, and showing it like from its back, right? So when it's overexposed, it looks like there is a piece of tape covering the back, right? And usually, and it also showed like the uh, the model it could be, which have prongs on it, but they're detachable prongs, right? So it's really weird that there would be some tape on the back of it, if there is tape, if that's real, if that's true, right? Um, if there is tape on the back of it, why would you have it there, right? And why would you why wouldn't you just show what's on the back as well? I think that's kind of weird to me. And maybe he might have used it as a shocker before and just decided, let's stop that, right? Or maybe that's the one that he said he bought like years ago, that he said he bought, right, and didn't have the heart to use it, so maybe he just detached it and now just uses it for his dog, right, without the prongs on. It could be anything at that point, but it still looks really weird and it still looks really bad, right? It still doesn't look good, even with all the extra stuff, behind it, right? And here's another thing that Moist Critical said in his video, basically about place training, which I didn't know about, because I don't have pets. I don't have anything like that. I just hear things from other people who have pets. My friends have pets. I just don't have any myself, right? But what he said was place training was basically, he was taught that place training was supposed to be a command for dogs to go to a safe place, to be like to relax and be happy and comfortable, basically anything like that, right? But when Hasan said it, and with with Kaya, right, his dog, with her moving around and stuff and being scolded after moving out, and basically moving out of her place, which is supposed to be her safe space, basically, it looks really weird, because it looks like it doesn't look like positive reinforcement. It's like negative kind of reinforcement, right? Saying like it's like smacking. It's like when what's it called, when like teachers used to smack people, right? Like whack people with like rulers and stuff for being bad in class. That's kind of what that is, right? Oh, my phone fell. But that's basically what that is. That's what it seems like. It's like bad negative reinforcement. That's what it kind of seems like. So it seems more like he's controlling through fear rather than through positive reinforcement. And then, there's clips of him being really nice with his dog and, not that nice with his dog. So maybe it's like situational. Maybe he was just about having a bad day yesterday or something like that, and he just like lashed it out on his dog. Still not a good thing. Still not a good look. But, maybe there's more reason for it. But still doesn't look good. And for me, frankly, it doesn't look like he treats his dog right, just off of that, right? His dog doesn't seem that happy, at least around him. His dog just looks kind of stressed a lot. So you're like fidgeting, moving around, trying to get out sometimes, and he would look at her and she would just go back, right? And the only time, like the one time, at least during the stream, right, he was figuring out that it was getting really bad, so he just let her go out. So for me, honestly, I'm just thinking to myself, when he's doing all that, I think, one, you live in $3 million mansion house kind of thing, right? I think it's pretty big, right? It's probably pretty big. So I understand you don't want your dog probably roaming around the entire place, right? Because something could happen. You wouldn't know where the dog was, because it could be a big house, right? But for me, I think you already have the air tag. You'd probably already know where she was going. If she didn't have the air tag and you just wanted her to be in there and safe or something, or if she had like a pattern of misbehaving, right, like biting like on pillows or on like the couch or something, or like I don't know, knocking things down off counters or something like weird like that, right? Then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you should probably be like, hey, stay here, stay, right there, because it's better there than anywhere else in the house where you don't know what she could be doing. But it doesn't seem like that at all, and through his words, she's very well trained. So I think if she's really well trained, if she's trained enough, you should let her be around the house. I think that should be fine. I think that's okay, right? And she could very well be out of his room most of the time, or sometimes, right, and roaming the house. I think maybe, right, because again, I don't pay attention to his streams that much. This is just like a whole drama thing, and I'm talking about it. Me personally, I just don't watch his like. I don't. I'm not gonna go on for hours watching a streamer, right? Unless it's like Martin Cedo Pants, like Most Critical when he does his like playthroughs and stuff. I'll watch that. Or Markiplier, like when he does it on occasion. I don't really watch a whole lot of streamers because it's not really my thing, right? But seeing that and then being like, hey, he does this all the time, I think that's kind of like up to, like, he could be, could not be. He streams for a long time. Like, his run time for streams are usually pretty long to what I know, right? They're pretty long streams. He streams a whole lot, like every day pretty much. Every day except for Sunday, I'm pretty sure, right? But the point is, he streams a lot. He streams a whole lot. And I don't think it's fair to say he does this all the time unless you actually know his you watch his content, or compilations come out of his dog just being there every stream for hours, like literally, like she was yesterday. Because yesterday she was there for like what, 4 hours just sitting there until he let her leave. Right, it was 2 hours in that she tried leaving, and the yelping thing happened, and then 4 hours later I think she was able to be out. But still, after just that, I don't really know if the dog is there all the time. It's just not my thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Hasan, treat your dog better. Get rid of the vibration collar if she's well trained. Because you really don't. If you say she's well trained, you don't need that anymore. You don't need that to train anymore. I think that's just a bit extreme just to do that. If you want to know where she is and if she's okay, I think the AirTag is fine. I think the flashlight is fine, but the vibration part, I think that's where you lose me on that one. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. I'm probably going to talk about what's it called, the Absolute Universe next, because it's really good and I've been reading it a lot. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye.